Bloomington here on my own accord. I teach courses in the history of China, and I teach the last courses you take when you're a history major. So the students pick whatever topic they're interested in, and the only rule is they have to research it rigorously and make their arguments compelling. In my classes on Chinese history in particular, and in all my classes, I ask my students to think for themselves. But inevitably, some students are troubled by what I teach, including sometimes our students visiting from China. How can it not be hard for them when a course asks them to face, often for the first time, the background behind the unfolding tragedies in Xinjiang or Tibet, and not just talk about the scholarly works that talk about the achievements of the People's Republic? If this bill requires that I be judged on whether I introduce my students to quote, this is on page 21, a variety of political and ideological frameworks, not truths, and still more, it encourages students to report me for potential discipline if I don't cater enough to their political beliefs. Now, I'm not sure that the purpose of this, it's clear that the purpose of this bill isn't to have me teach Xi Jinping thought or Maoism with more sort of gusto in my classes. In fact, I've just been encouraged to go speak to the college Republicans. But what happens in my classroom shouldn't be driven by these ideological concerns. It should be driven by analytical precision, deep research, and an informed exchange of ideas. It shouldn't be subject to ideological whims or political considerations. SB202, in this way, strips away academic freedom. It doesn't grant it, and it compels speech. It doesn't protect it. In the People's Republic of China, educators long ago lost their independence to political boards, and the result was brain drain. And for decades, the best students and faculty, at least many of them, have left China, if they can, for education and research. Now, that didn't happen in my case. I moved to Indiana to come here to do research, and I love it here. It's where I've raised my two sons, and it's where I've thrived in my career. But SB202 makes me reconsider that. Not because I worry about my own personal career, but because political oversight of my scholarly work and my teaching runs so profoundly counter to my principles. And I think I'm hardly alone. When I've talked to colleagues in other states, they've expressed alarm and dismay about this bill as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? All right, thank you. We have Paula.